Good morning, sixth graders. We're back at it again. These are your instructions for your first draft of your gratitude poem. Hopefully you filled out the sheet yesterday where you brainstormed the words that you want to use and you pick the item that you wanted to write about. And I will walk you through the first draft. It looks like this. Now on this slide, I have the original poem over here, Gratitude, and the 18 lines that it is. I have come up with a format over here that looks like this so that you know what to include where. Notice when we write the poem, the title should be on the top, Gratitude. Then you put inspired by and the author originally, and written by and put your name. So for line 1, we are going to mimic her writing. Hers says, for this brand new pair of purple socks. Well, you chose your own item that you're going to do. So your sentence, or let me rephrase that, your phrase is going to be for this adjective item. Remember, mine were my white snow boots. So you would have to have 2 adjectives and then list your item for line 1. Then skip down to line 2. Notice it is not a complete sentence, right? It is just a phrase because this is poetry. Line 2, so adjective, comma, so adjective, comma, so adjective, no period at the end. In fact, in this whole poem, the author uses no periods because these are all just poetic phrases. So make sure you pull out your favorite 3 adjectives that you want to include there, describing what your item is. Line 3, her line says, and also that my family could afford these socks. And you need to include a detail about what you're grateful for, and also that blah, 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 blah. That detail is a phrase. Again, there is no period at the end. Then comes the second phrase, and also that I have plenty of other socks is hers. You include your second detail, and also that blah, blah, blah. You decide what's your second detail. Then the third one is the third detail, and also that this is the third thing that you are grateful for. So include that third detail of what you are grateful for. That will be the end of line 5. Make sure you have each line exactly like she wrote it so that the numbers line up if you were to number all of them. Line 6 is a little bit different. Line 6 starts with the verb and a detail. So hers was carried me through my day. So you need to pick a verb that goes with your item. And you can't use the phrase carried me through my day, but you could use a different one. Helped me by keeping my feet warm is something that I could do. Or I could find a synonym for carried because my boots could carry me as well. But I don't want to steal her verb carried. I could find a synonym for that. Line 7, 8, and 9 are the prepositional phrases we have been working on. Her 3 examples, down the hallways of my school. Those are actually 2 prepositional phrases put together, down and of. So you need to look up those common prepositions and you need to pick prepositional phrases that go together. It could be 1 long prepositional phrase or 2 short prepositional phrases, but you have 3 different lines of prepositional phrases. Again, look up the common prepositions to help you with that so you know what to write for those 3 lines. Then our author skipped a line. So after line 9, it is blank. She changes the focus. Okay? Line 10 starts with and also that, and now there's a detail about what the item is that is going to help you kind of come to the wrapping up of the poem. So hers was, and also that my feet will carry me home, because she's grateful for all these things that are at home with her. So notice how that change in that focus, your item is going to possibly bring you home or bring you someplace that you are thankful for. 11, 12, and 13 all start with the adverb where. So you have to describe that place that you're going to go. Where blah, 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 blah. Where blah, 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 blah. Where blah, 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 blah. It's kind of repetitive, but you need 3 different details that go along with that place. And This is one of my favorite lines, and I would have to be very creative about this. This is where it's also similar to the where, but her phrase goes, where my parents will hug me and my dog will spin in circles of dizzy joy. So those of you that have pets may want to include your pet in that line right there. And if you have more than one pet, you can include more than one pet in the where lines that are above that. Okay. 15, again, another where, but notice how it's kind of wrapping it up. Where darkness falls and all goes quiet. And then she's getting to the wrap up of the poem, the wrap up of her day, the wrap up of what she's thankful for. So 15, where when darkness falls and all goes quiet, I will climb into bed after pulling off these wonderful socks. That is really one kind of sentence that is divided into 4 different lines. Where blank will happen, I will blank after whatever you're going to do with your item, and then you end with these, and then you're going to talk with an adjective and restate your item that you have. So I hope this helps so you can get your 18 lines on your first draft of your gratitude poem. If you have questions, write it down. Write down what you think is right, and then you can always send it to me, or you can ask Mrs. Markshausen at school. Good luck on your first draft. I hope all goes well.